Hello and welcome to DPM 110. You're watching Route 99. We're solving a verbal ability sheet today. Okay. The first question I have here is a parasymbol question where I've been given four sentences when sequenced properly would yield a coherent paragraph. Okay. Data binding between the view and the model assure that data between them is synchronized. Okay. So I'm looking for an introductory statement from which I can start the paragraph, and I would arrange this sentences after that, right? The view update itself based on changes to the view model rather than directly to the model. Okay. So there's something called data binding between the view and the model that assure that the data between them is synchronized. Then there is this term called view, which is maybe a technical term for part of some hardware that update itself based on the changes to the view model rather than directly to the model. Okay. In MVVM, the view is connected to a view model, which is a representation of the view state, and the view model is related to the model. So this seems like my introductory statement. This starts the discussion about this hardware MVVM, where view is connected somewhere and this is connected to somewhere. This is a representation of some form, right? So this is my introductory statement. For what? This observer pattern can be used which notifies the view when the model changes. Okay, so this is a reasoning for something. This could be a reasoning for 3, 2 or 1. 1, 3 we have established as my introductory statement, and there is nothing for which this could act as a reasoning. So 3 is my introductory statement. 4 we have established that is a reasoning, and this cannot be reasoning for my third sentence. So what should follow it? Data binding, a very specific thing. Before that, it explains the part of it. This ends with the statement that it does not directly varies with the model, but the view state differs with view model, right? And the view update itself based on so this is further elaboration of what MVVM is. So 3 will have to follow 2, and now I have choice between 1 and 2. So still now we haven't found anything for which we could use this reasoning, that यहाँ पे मैं सब बोल सके for this observer pattern is necessary. Until this point we are just explaining what MVVM is. But if you see the first sentence, it says data binding between the view and the model assure that data between them is synchronized. For this, the observer pattern can be used. So this fits perfectly. This is the reasoning for sentence number 1. So 1 has to come before 4, and 3 we have established as our introductory statement. 3, 2 is a pair, 1, 4 is a pair, and 3 has to come first. So my pattern would come out to be 3, 2, 1, 4. Right? So this is my final order. To Evans, the pulchritude of mathematics may seem recondite. So abstruse is its essence that it is arduous to correlate it to Quotidian reality. Okay, very difficult abstract language. It says that to understand the beauty of mathematics may seem difficult because it is so abstract. Its essence is so abstract that it seems very arduous, very difficult to correlate to Quotidian reality, which means everyday reality, your normal day-to-day life. But mathematical logic was not an inexorable corollary of the human intellect. Means mathematics didn't just came naturally out of human intellect. In antediluvian epoch, antediluvian is before the global deluge, epoch is period, disparate cultures had divergent methods of enumerating, quantifying, and computing. So before in ancient, let's just say that in ancient time, people had different methods of calculating, quantifying, and computing. Oftentimes predicted on sacrosanct of esoteric doctrines, which were based on sacrosanct. Sacrosanct is like something too sacred to be harmed. On esoteric is something which is understood only by a niche group of people. It was based on these sacrosanct, which were or some esoteric doctrines, either some sacred things or some doctrines which are only understood by a few people. The advent of algebra and geometry in the Levant and the Hellas engendered novel modalities of the ratiocination and the demonstration. Okay, but after there came algebra and geometry, which may standardize things. So here the author is saying that earlier cultures used to have different methods of calculating, quantifying everything, and there was no standard for it. But then there came algebra and geometry, which provides more standards. Scientific breakthroughs in the 17th century and the 18th century precipitate the advancement of mathematics, bringing with its calculus, statistics, and cryptography. Then there came more scientific breakthroughs in the 17th and the 18th century that made mathematics more advanced and brought different fields of mathematics like calculus, statistics, and cryptography. Okay, let's read the option. The development of mathematics was influenced by various factors such as culture, region, science, logic, and it involved an abstract concept that are hard to relate to everyday life. So, although this seems like a good summary, but this misses many points, right? This does not talks about how mathematics is a different subject to understand how it evolved from culture to culture, and there was no standardization in it, and then it got standardized, it evolved into a science or some. There is no such discussion in this summary. So this is not my answer. Mathematics is a beautiful but difficult subject. Okay, pulchritude and recondite is a beautiful but difficult subject that has evolved from different culture and religious origin. Okay, true, given, and has been enhanced by scientific discoveries. Yes, it has been, and logical methods over time. Okay, so this talks about evolution as well. This talks about how it has evolved. This talks about how it has been derived from different cultures and religious origins. This all in all talks about everything mentioned in the passage. So this is my correct answer. Let's just read the other option. Different ways of counting and calculating were based on sacred or mysterious beliefs in ancient times. Okay, but later mathematics become more logical and scientific and introduced new concepts. So did mathematics became okay? Mathematics in some sense became more logical and introduced new concepts and technique that are hard to understand. No, author has never said that the new concepts which were developed were hard to understand. Author has said in the first line that they are recondite and etc. But author has never said that the new technique that were developed were hard to understand. Mathematical logic was not a natural outcome of human thinking. Okay, true, but a result of cultural, religious, and scientific influences that created new form of reasoning and proof and made mathematics more abstract and challenging. Again, not more abstract, and it did not make mathematics more abstract and challenging. This is also wrong, as 1 and 2 is my correct option. Okay. An organism may learn this by trial and error over many periods, or it can be hardwired to seek ambient temperature when feeding. Okay. Because learning is too costly and time consuming. Could be it could be one. An organism may learn it by trial and error over many periods, or it can be hardwired to seek highest ambient temperature when feeding because learning is costly. Fits well, but let's just read other option. Efficient information transformation will ensure that the genome encodes only those aspects of organism's environment that are constant or that change only very slowly through time and space. Okay, as compared with an individual lifetime. So, because learning is costly and time consuming, efficient information transmission from genome to genome made sure that कि सिर्फ वही चीज़ें पास हों जो कांस्टेंट रहती हों, जो चीज़ें बहुत स्लोली चेंज होती है और टाइम एंड स्पेस के साथ, सिर्फ वही चीज़ें जीन्स में ट्रांसफर हो. The things which keeps on changing does not, because there's no point in learning them through genes. That would just occupy space and that would not even yield benefits for the organism in his life. By contrast, environmental conditions that vary rapidly can be dealt with by providing the organization with phenotypic plasticity in the form of capacity to learn. Okay, so there's a clear contrast. So rather than providing them all the things that keeps on changing, we just by contrast provide them phenotypic plasticity in the form of capacity to learn. That we can just make them capable enough that they can keep on learning it and could only provide the things which are constant, like walking is constant, talking is constant. So only those things are provided. For instance, suppose the environment provides an organism with most nutrients where ambient temperature is highest. Dash, by contrast, suppose the optimal feeding temperature varies over an individual's lifetime. Okay. So by contrast यहाँ पे किस चीज का contrast है? Look here, an organism may learn this by trial and error over. So this was supposed to be an example of the above given theory, that rather than encoding everything in the genome, it only encodes things which remains constant. Right? It does not keep things which keeps on changing and can be learned over a period of time. So if you see here, this is partial. Suppose the environment provides an organism with most nutrients where ambient temperature is highest. So this could be either learned by trial and error over many period of time, or it can be hardware. Two things, hardware or constant वाली चीजें genome में डाल दो, or it can be learned over a many period of time to seek the highest ambient temperature and feeding. By contrast, suppose optimal feeding temperature varies over an individual's lifetime, then there is no benefit of encoding this information. So this fits perfectly here. Hence 3 is my correct option. Today, many of the debate about human freedom and responsibility in the age of globalization resonate post-war anxiety about existentialism, absurdity and nihilism in the technological society. So if you see modern day debates about freedom and responsibility, that would resonate with the discussion about after the post-war anxieties. जब वॉर के बाद लोगों के जो डिस्कशन होते थे अबाउट एग्जिस्टेंशियलिज्म, एब्सर्डिटी एंड नाइलिज्म इन टेक्नोलॉजिकल सोसाइटी, उससे बहुत रेजोनेट करेगा. राइट, इन हिज बुक बीइंग एंड नथिंगनेस, Sartre warns of the sophisticated use of bad faith, self-deception and rationalization, enabling escape to take place on a pre-reflective level. So there is this author named Sartre who in his book Being and Nothingness has warned people about the use of bad faith, self-deception and rationalization that enables the escape to take place on pre-reflective level. आप reflect करने से पहले ही इन सारी चीज़ों में मान लेते हो. On a current trajectory, existence will prove to have been merely an interlude. Okay, a break. The fear is that the modern age has not liberated us but condemned us by offering up our infinite possibilities to a finite and indifferent world. So this modern age has made us believe in the hope of infinite possibilities, but we live in a world which is finite and indifferent. In a world of conformists and bureaucrats, it's not easy to imagine the resurgence of culture engendered through authenticity and commitment. But concerns over the threat of alienation, despair, and meaninglessness have inspired recent polemics about the need to rediscover choice and action. So we live in a society of conformists, मतलब people who conform people side, they just हाँ में हाँ मिलाने वाले लोग, and bureaucrats. So in that region, in that area, it is difficult for the culture to research, right? Because people just agree with each other, they don't debate or they don't say anything, right? But recently there have polemics have risen. Polemics are people who argue over things, and that has rediscovered the need of choice and action, right? About the need to rediscover choice and action, inspired the need to rediscover choice and action. The dangers of globalization undermines human freedom and responsibility by creating false sense of reality. No. Globalization challenges human freedom by enabling bad faith, self-deception, which prevents us from facing our finite existence. True, this is what the author is trying to say. Modern age poses a threat to human freedom by using technology to manipulate our choices and action. So, wrong cause and effect relation. Technology manipulate our choices and action. Where has this been mentioned? Not my answer. Technology creates a condition of existential crisis, okay, where human responsibility is compromised by self-deception and rationalization. Is this so? No. So this is also not my answer, hence 2 is my correct option. Okay, next question. Most of us have at some point since the dawn of texting transgressed the boundaries of good grammar and swallowed one apostrophe or another in the name of speed or convenience. Punctuation is dead, or is it? This seems like my introductory statement जहाँ से बात होनी शुरू हुई कि punctuation is that or is it, बाकी तो कहीं डाल नहीं सकता मैं उसको. If you ever texted I'm here or it's in the car, you're in good company. Okay. Studies have shown that search textism, what textism? This one maybe, if you swallowed one apostrophe or other, और तो कहीं कुछ है नहीं. A deliberate spelling mistake. चलो ये हो सकता था, but they are not deliberate spelling mistake. ये तो सब सही है. Abbreviation and omission of apostrophe don't deteriorate language skills but boost them. Okay. So 1 and 4 are connected. 2 I have established is my introductory statement और कहीं डाल नहीं सकता. और फिर 3 को मैं यहाँ डालूंगा, so it would make no sense because यहाँ तो हम ये जो एकदम rigid grammar है उसकी बुराई कर रहे हैं. So 3 तो यहाँ नहीं आ सकता. So punctuation is there or is it? Or if you have ever texted I am here or I is in the car, you are in good company. So 3 will follow 2. So 2 and 3 in this order, and 2 is my introductory statement. So 2, 3 has to come first, and 1, 4 are together. So 1, 4 has to come after that in this order. So my order comes out to be 2, 3, 1, 4. So that was the video, guys. I'll see you in the next one.